Awesome. So today I've got Tarun with me, and Tarun is 20 pounds down, around 3.5 inches slimmer around the waist. So welcome, Tarun, and thank you
Thank
for
you, Nicole.
letting you. Awesome. So firstly, why don't you just tell us a bit of a background about yourself, high level?
Yeah, live in Chicago. Been in the US for quite some time. Found Nickel because I wanted to really think about, getting more healthy in my life. Never been really taking a full stance in my life to be healthy, to be having a mindset of exercising. So wanted to sort of take a chance and do something for myself and had an opportunity to work with you, which has been amazing. But yeah, I live in Chicago, have a family, work as a consultant, and sometimes as a consultant it's pretty difficult to find that time, but it's been a good journey so far.
And what would you say were the biggest problems before we started working together?
I think it was more of like the mindset or like the motivation. I didn't like, even though I always wanted to do something, I didn't feel motivated. I felt like, okay, I can just keep going through life as is. And I was struggling to find that motivation to do something, to be healthier, to be fitter, as part of my journey in my life.
Yeah. And what was a trigger for you to make that decision?
I think, I just started to realize, like, I'm in my 40s and just trying to think about how do I find a way to be more sustainable in my life, to be more healthier in my life, to be around for my kids. And that probably was probably one of the biggest motivators to kind of do something to improve myself.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And to improve yourself before, what is it that you tried?
Sorry. And
What have you tried in the past, like to help get healthy?
fad diets. Like, I used to try like fad diets. I used to, heavy caloric deficit. Didn't really exercise much. Felt too lazy to exercise. But most of the things I tried in the past were all just fad diets.
Yeah. So you did it for what, a few months or a few weeks, so
Yeah.
got some results, but then the rebound,
And
something
then
like that
it
would happen.
rebounded even faster. Like, I would drop 10 pounds and then gain 20 pounds. I would drop 15 pounds and then gain 30 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's the yo-yo effect,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. And what would you say you love the most about this coaching? Why do you think it worked well for you?
I think it worked well because just working with you, being motivated, understanding how to think of it from a mindset perspective was probably the biggest takeaway for me, that it's all in the mind, and being able to learn from you, your successes, your stories, your approaches. It was very practical, very logical. It wasn't sort of this extreme change. It was sort of like a slow marathon, but in a goal of just getting that mind into the right mindset, and then letting everything else just fall in place.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's a good point that you say about incremental changes rather than just putting the rug and just
Exactly.
change.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And what would you say were the biggest results for you, like both on the tangible side as well as intangible?
I think definitely, like, the weight loss has been a great result, just sort of being in a position of just where I was like almost 20 years ago when I was in college, right? Just being able to feel fitter, being able to not run out of breath going up the stairs, being able to, lift weights like I never thought I could lift weights. I think just having better mood, better control of kind of thinking about my day and how it goes. um just sort of those were the things that I realized, like, okay, like, as I'm getting more fitter and on this journey of getting more fitter, it's helped me just sort of have a more practical approach to life in a way.
Mm. Because as a consultant, you travel a lot, obviously work demanding hours. So how do you manage what are your like top tips for managing health whilst you have to have as you have the deadlines, a demanding role,
I think
etc.
it's sort of like just blocking out that time, sort of
Mhm.
like finding that time in the morning or the evening, balancing that out with like the responsibilities you have at work, the responsibilities we have with our family. I think that sort of helped me realize, like, okay, I can't just sleep in anymore. I need to really utilize this time very efficiently, utilize the time that I have to work really well during the day, and then use the early mornings or the late evenings to sort of put in my workouts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what would you say you're most proud of yourself? over the past 8 months?
Oh, that's a good question. I think just realizing that I've always had a mental block to do something fit for myself, and overcoming that mental block is what I feel pretty proud of.
Yeah, yeah. And how would you say you are different from when we first started working together?
I think more motivated to continue my journey. I think if I did not start working with you, I probably would have been even more unhealthier today, and struggling to begin on a journey to think about how to be healthier, how to be fitter, how to have a good lifestyle. So I think probably from that perspective, I think that's what is really different. I think just being able to just switch a mindset on, to be motivated to just work hard and feel fit, and feel good that as I go into my 40s, like just be healthy.
Yeah, yeah, be healthy. And I think like one of the points which you spoke about is rebounding faster. So when you
Yeah,
get back on holiday or a trip, it's just like it's not like a lull period, but how
yeah,
quickly can you get back on track, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And what would you say you would miss the most if you hadn't had this coaching?
What I miss the most, um I think I just missed the opportunity to learn. So I think there's so much noise out there in terms of what people say to do, what to eat, what to exercise, how to exercise. It's very hard to get lost in that noise. Um, so I think, having this coaching helped me sort of like get rid of all that noise and be focused and have a direction and have a way of thinking for myself, from a mindset perspective, from an overall perspective. I think if I didn't have this coaching, that's probably what I would have missed.
Mm. And say you hadn't started this coaching at all, and you continued doing what you were doing, where do you think you'd be today?
Probably the same weight or heavier, very likely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's a good thing you made that decision. You're a
I
smart
did.
guy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and
I was very happy with it. Yeah.
yeah, and imagine there was somebody watching this right now in a similar position to you, like 8 months ago, where you were thinking, should I have a conversation about this? What advice would you give to them?
Don't be afraid. Like you may feel like you can't do something, but take a leap and see where the journey can take you.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, Taryn. Well, it's been a pleasure to see your journey unfold up until now, and I know the future is strong and bright. And let's get this
Yeah.
next chapter
Thank you.
ahead then. So thank you.
Appreciate it.